So you need proofs to actually prove that the Earth is a globe. What else do you expect? Just watch the logo intro for Universal Studios, or just go to your classroom or the Hollywood movie, and that's the proof. What else do you need? You ask too many questions, and you don't need proof. You just have to shut up and just believe. You believe what you see on television. You believe what you see in movies like Star Wars. You believe what you see in the International Space Station and all this like cardboard aluminium kindergarten project, and of course some green screen and stuff. It's so easy and so simple. When you ask for proof of the globe, you see this studio made movie in the 60s, or you see the toilet, how the liquid spins, or you see this picture that I can make in my own room because you only need a computer and some green screen, and you see pictures that you can make on your computer because that's before people didn't have computers or PCs. Now we have. So this is like the proofs of the globe Earth. So everything you see is flat water, and flat horizon. But of course, people want to believe this and this and this. Hey, I like Superman as well. I would like to be Superman and free humanity, but I can't. I don't have the powers of Superman. So let's see. This is real, not real. Real, not real. Real, not real. Real, not real. Yet people say that this is conspiracy and this is reality. What else can I say? Real, and you see the pictures, and people see the pictures, and they still say, when they see this picture, they say we live on a globe with curved water spinning in space, and you're a conspiracy theorist for wanting to help humanity know the truth that is kind of like hidden by the elites that govern this world, and they make us be financial slaves. But anyway, let's see. Do I have to say something else about this picture? Do you understand the message of this picture? If you don't, then it's a lost cause. This applies to 99.9% of humanity, by the way. So, denialism in the psychology of human behavior. You're not spinning around on a ball. There is no curvature to our Earth. There are no upside down people. This picture here with the cruise ship upside down. On a globe, this is everyday life. Yet you show this to people, and people say, no, that's not possible. That's stupid. But yet people say we live on a globe. We live on a globe spinning in space. So, but they don't accept this picture in Australia and New Zealand, or for Australians and New Zealand people, or South Africans, or like South Americans, when North Americans and Europeans and Russians are upside down, with their ships and stuff. And water will always find its level. So denialism is a person's choice to deny reality as a way to avoid the psychologically uncomfortable truth. What's the psychologically uncomfortable truth? That the Earth is not a globe. Yet people deny it. Hey, that's your friends, family, and neighbors. So this is why people get upset when their beliefs are challenged. You ask the question, why people get upset with you when you're telling them the truth? Cognitive dissonance. So cognitive dissonance is a mental conflict that occurs when beliefs are contradicted by new information. The new information is that the Earth is not a globe. This conflict activates areas of the brain involved in personal identity and emotional response to threats. The brain's alarms go off when a person feels threatened on a deeply personal and emotional level, causing them to shut down and disregard any rational evidence that contradicts what they previously regarded as truth. And this applies to everything, including the stuff with the number 19, but I'm not allowed to say anything about that. So this is why people get upset when you challenge what they hold most closely. Cognitive dissonance. So mental conflict that occurs when beliefs or assumptions are contradicted by new information. This concept was introduced by the psychologist Leon Festinger, who lived between 1919 and 1989 in the late 1950s. Imagine, cognitive dissonance is only after the Second World War, He and later researchers showed that when confronted with challenging new information, most people seek to preserve their current understanding of the world by rejecting, explaining away, or avoiding the new information, or by convincing themselves that no conflict really exists. Cognitive dissonance is nonetheless considered an explanation for attitude change. So the people who surround you, they all have cognitive dissonance when you speak about the truth. Cognitive dissonance, a state of having inconsistent thoughts or beliefs. The mind is very powerful when you were introduced with a new idea or concept. So we're saying that, this is not real, and other stuff, which this is just the beginning. When you say that the globe is not real, it's just the beginning of the rabbit hole, right? Even though it may seem logical, the mind has trouble letting the old ideas go. So the old idea is still in people. That's why people hate you and hate me I love the Matrix. So you are a slave like everyone else. You were born into bondage, a prison for your mind. The system is our enemy, but when you're inside, you look around, what do you see? You see businessmen and teachers and lawyers and students and your family and your friends and your neighbors and your colleagues, the very minds of the people we are trying to save. You're trying to save them, but until we do, these people are still a part of the system, and that makes them our enemy. You have to understand, most of these people are not ready to be unplugged. Your family, your friends, your neighbors, your kids, your parents, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your mother, your father, your everybody, everybody who's like in your life and stuff. So, and many of them are so inert, so hopelessly dependent on the system that they will fight to protect it. So that's what people do. They fight to protect the system that they're dependent on, even though that system is just enslaving them. Hey, the Matrix gave you all the information you need, but unfortunately people don't understand the Matrix. They don't understand the Matrix. They just don't want to understand cognitive dissonance. There are 4 types of people that you meet in your life. Number 1, people like me, the people who try to free the slaves. Yes, Morpheus. Number 2, the slave masters who get their orders from who, the elite and stuff. Number 3, the people who have no idea they're slaves, which is the big majority of the people who surround you. And the number 4, another big majority, the people who like to be slaves. Like, that actor, that person in the Matrix movie, he desired to live in a fantasy world being a slave, because there are some people who like it. So are you gonna come with me? Number one hero, All Might. Which one are you? I guess the big majority are number 3 and 4. So you must unlearn what you have unlearned, Master Yoda. Yes, what must I unlearn, Master Yoda? I must unlearn the heliocentrism. There's a curvature, but you cannot see it. There's a spin, but you cannot feel it. There's space, but you cannot get to it. There's a force, but you cannot measure it. In reality, thousands of years of perfected illusionary tactics have led you to believe you are a gorilla sticking to a 1,200 mile per hour spinning, tilting, whirling, oblate hemorrhoid. Wow, that's awesome. The ultimate illusion has been programmed into your mind. Yes, and you defend it with your life. So remember, we were children, we were first lied to, because you're born as a kid and you go to school and they present you with the globe. It's going to be impossible for some adults to let it go, because the best way to indoctrinate people is when you're a kid. Hey, like Santa Claus. So, globe home syndrome, the belief of clinging to an imaginary indoctrinated ball, Earth, I would add, with curved water spinning in space, and the willingness to defend that prison planet, which is not actually saying a planet and sphere is like contradictory, but anyway, the willingness to defend the system and their elite mind controllers. Yes, you are willing to defend your mind controllers. Bravo. So, again, let's go. Before you make fun of children for believing in Santa Claus, remember, the big majority of the adult human population still believes they are living on a spinning ball with curved water in space. So don't laugh at children. Laugh at the adults. I mean, it's better to believe in Santa Claus. At least Santa Claus is like funny and stuff. The spinning ball Earth in space. The implications of that is very deep. Santa Claus doesn't exist, and my world collapsed when I was a kid. Like that kid, I was totally destroyed. 20 years later, the globe doesn't exist. That's it. Another collapse. The Santa Claus collapse, mind collapse was not enough. Now I have to double, triple, infinity mind collapse because the globe doesn't exist, and I truly suffered when I know the truth. Free troll, not our trolls. The internet is full of trolls. I'm going to troll flat earth groups. So call them names, deny evidence, ignore my senses, reject real science, refuse earth curve math, disregard logic, and not think to the conversation, and force my beliefs on them while thinking scientism is not a religion on beliefs. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so let's see the stuff here. So all over the internet, the governments have deployed teams of, that's something that everybody knows. I mean, you can study this. Deploy teams of online agents to persuade others from learning the flat earth truth. So these agents will spend more time in groups than its members and persuading others to look no further or by any other means necessary. So they deny any evidence presented, they claim you didn't supply evidence, they ask for evidence, they deny and deflect further evidence even with references that clearly state the fact, which we have all the time, use ridicule and gaslighting and stuff, and they repeat all those steps, so they're paid trolls, and that's it. And when you're like in groups and stuff, that's why nothing is possible in humanity, because there's people who get money, they get paid because they need money to live, to buy food and water just like you, and their job is to be internet paid trolls, and that's it. ODD is one of my favorite people on the internet. Do you understand the message of this poster? Because if you don't, then man, the Matrix. I love this poster. I love it so much. Unfortunately, I am amongst the only ones, so I need to survive. It's very difficult to survive when you're surrounded by that. So, if the Earth is flat, what is the edge? And I would say to ask the question, well, if the Earth is a ball, where's the curve? I don't see any curve. Science has not proved that any curve. You don't see it, unfortunately, and people do not wish to accept reality. So, why would they lie about the shape of the Earth? Actually, they're not lying because they're actually telling you all the time, but it's like a game for them, so they're actually laughing in your face. But anyway, I don't know, maybe to hide free energy, to hide I would say creators in plural, because the word Elohim, and if you study the biblical text, refers to plural people, so they're like superior human beings, like superior human gods who created us genetically. Hide your spirituality. I don't know. I mean, if the soul is just a piece of energy, then it's not too much spirituality to it. But anyway, hide more land, definitely. Hide more resources. Hide scientific knowledge. Hide what's in Antarctica and beyond. Hide that you're at the center of the universe. Well, at least the created universe in this case. And we'll hide that you are special. Well, yes, you are special while you're alive, right? So life is special. That's the whole point. Not like after death. Like after death is useless. So why would they lie? No globe equals to no rotation. And that's no orbit, not heliocentric, which equals to geocentric if it's not heliocentric, which is no Big Bang theory, no Darwinism or evolution, no missing link, no random. We are unique. Well, at least we are a unique experiment. Center of everything, intelligent design. I would say gods in plural or creators. You have to understand that lots of stuff happens in Christianity as well. Awakening of mankind, end of what we call the New World Order, but that started in the 1700s. So you have to study the reset of humanity and all that stuff. So why would they lie about the shape of the Earth? Actually, they're actually showing it to you in plain sight, but everything is a game. So if they said the Earth was flat, what would your questions be? So where's the edge? What's on the other side? Is there a barrier? What's it look like? What's it made out of? Can we see it? How old is it? Who made it? To avoid answering these questions, they simply eliminated them by making it a ball. They created a prison without walls, and that's it. Because if it's a ball, then you just spin in space. Space is infinite, and that's it. People are happy to live in space. So let's see. Oh yes, we've seen this before. So government derived from the Latin verb governo, governare, which means to control, and the Latin noun mens, mentis, meaning mind. Government is control the mind. Easy, I'm not saying it, it's just like a pure grammar. What's the incentive to lie? NASA budget for 2016, $52 million per day. Impressive. We've read this. Let's see. Why would they lie about the shape of the Earth? I like when you combine like the words with pictures. Hide free energy. Mr. Tesla. Hide, I would say gods in plural. Hide resources. Hide knowledge. Hide the real North Pole. Yes, definitely. Hide the firmament. To hide the truth about the reality for money, power, and control. Well, don't take this with the God and Satan stuff, because like Christians need to learn a lot as well. But yeah, it's just make sure that you don't get lost too much when you start, because there's like things that Christianity should change as well. Flat Earth destroys these myths: Big Bang, evolution, heliocentrism, relativity, gravity, space-time, outer space, and NASA. It's no longer a question if the globe would fall, but when? Probably never, but anyway. experiment. So you have the Big Bang Theory, boom. From the boom, you have more booms, and it's all boom. I come, you know, when they do this theory of evolution, they should put here at the very extreme a super hot chick, like a babe, like a girl, a woman, and then you would say, how is it possible for this monkey, who is very ugly, to actually develop into a, oh my goodness gracious, some like really nice curves here, but probably YouTube will actually ban me because you're not allowed to show hot women. So Isaac Newton's theory of gravity and heliocentric theory. We live in a theory tale. Yeah, we live in a theory. Man. So there you go. Did you like the video? If you don't like it, then what the heck are you doing here? Like, I'll see you guys in the next one with more interesting stuff regarding all this. Take care.